Hi guys, how's it going? It's Aldatum Chanki and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how much I have saved and invested in the year 2023. And it has been a bit of a hectic year. I can't really say it has been smooth because life is not straight, so things happen here and there that actually hindered me in terms of saving and investing. And at the beginning of the year, I had put up my budget. I wrote my budget down. I even made a video of it and just highlighting how much I am willing to save and invest. And I was actually looking at how much I am earning and how much my expenses are, and then deciding how much I am going to afford to save and invest. And according to my budget, I should have been saving at least 4,000 every single month. But a lot of things changed along the way. The year is so long, a lot of things happened, and there were hiccups here and there. But nonetheless, I managed to save a bit of sum, not the entire amount that I should have saved right now according to my budget. And if I take 4,000 and multiply it by 12, it's 48,000. So in an ideal world, if I was living in my world where there's nothing, I'm just getting money, paying my expenses, there's nothing happening in my life, I don't have friendships, I don't have relationships, I don't have anything to attend to, I should be having 48,000 right now. And somebody might ask that, but you should be having that because that's what my budget is saying. And if I was able to cover all my expenses and have that amount of money left, then I should have that saved. And this time around, it's not even a matter of discipline. I try by all means to be disciplined and make sure that every single month I do save. But things happen, life is not straight. Sometime during the year, I had to be a bridesmaid, so I had to put money into that, right? And if you think about it, these are some of the things that we incur in terms of maintaining relationships, things like birthdays, birthday celebrations, and all of that. As much as you can say that, yeah, I'm all about personal finance, I have these financial goals, you still have these people that are in your life, and sometimes for you to have that quality time with them, you need to spend money. And even on yourself, like for example a birthday, right? I didn't have a big birthday, but I'm just giving an example. So for me, the biggest thing that actually a bit held me back was the bridesmaiding thing, like the amount of the dresses, the hair, the traveling. It was a lot. And I actually did a video sometime during the year about my messy savings journey, and at the time it was just so messy that I even had a bit of anxiety because I just felt like for I think 3 or 4 consecutive months I wasn't consistent in saving and investing. But that's what happens in life. So for me, it was the bridesmaiding thing, and I'm also a student. I study, so at the beginning of the year I had to pop out 2.8, I think 2.8 or 2.9 for the subscription fee. So every single year you pay the subscription fee, and I wrote 2 exams during the year, so I paid for each exam. It's I'm not going to be exact, but around 2.8. So it was, sorry if I look down, I have my calculator here. So it was 3,000 plus 2.8 plus 2.8, that is 8.6. And I buy questions. When I write exams, I buy questions because I have to prepare. And for questions, I think I spent 2,000 plus 2,000, right? So it's 10,600. So all this money went to my studies, and according to my budget I should have at least 48,000 total saved. So if I take the 48,000 and I deduct the 10,600, it's 37,400, right? So this amount also less the bridesmaiding expenses. And things just happen during the year. Sometimes you just get to be so impulsive, you see something you wanted. We are human beings, you guys, and those things also happen to me. As disciplined as I am, I could still look at something and be like, okay, that I want and that I'm buying, and I will take from that budget and I'll replace it the following month. And the following month comes and I'm still not able to replace that much. So that has been my reality for the year. I take money, put it into my fees or relationships. If I'm this bridesmaiding thing and whatever, I'm just going to say it's relationship, put it there. And being impulsive here and there, some months I just had nothing to save, and it was okay. especially because I know that the money that I'm taking, I'm putting it somewhere. And in terms of my investments, I always make sure that I invest. If I'm not gonna have savings, I shouldn't compromise on investing. I never compromise on investing. So on my budget, I had 3,000 for savings and 1,000 for buying shares, right? Even though going forward it changed because I just felt like I am struggling a bit in saving. So let me then increase my investment contribution. And then I increased to I think 1.8, and then yeah, the remaining was going into my savings. So every single month I made sure that I am investing. There was no question, nothing, because I just felt like I would go mad knowing that I don't even have anything to save and anything to invest. So I always made sure that I am consistent in investing. If I'm not gonna save, I should at least invest. But around September, somewhere there, things just got to be stable, and I had to just maximize on that. I had to be way too frugal. I had to be like, by now I should have this much and I don't have it, so I'm going to use the remaining months to try and catch up. That's actually what I did. And I know that we need to prioritize saving and emergency funds. Remember, when I talk about my savings, I'm talking about my emergency funds. We're supposed to prioritize emergency funds and then move to investing, right? So that's the plan that I had in my head when I did my budget for the entire year, like that I'm going to follow every single month, that I'm going to prioritize my savings and then the investing will follow. But just looking at how things were moving during the year, I was just like, you know what, if I prioritize saving right now, I'm not going to end up just saving this amount of money or just enough money to get me to move to another level, right? So that's why I focused more on saving. And also because I just find saving so hard. I don't know if I'm alone in this, but I just find saving money so hard. Investing, at least I know that I can't withdraw my savings. So if I put money in there, I won't be able to touch it. So for me, investing is the most powerful way to save money because I know that in that area, I'm just way too disciplined. And also, where there's liquidity, there's issues. If you know that I have this amount of money that I can access at any time, you are going to tap into it. So that's actually what I've just been doing with my savings. Even now, my savings are just way too shaky, and I, I've been trying to do better. But I could see that I am not as effective as I am when I am investing. And then I increased my savings contribution, as I have mentioned. So right now I have way more in my is equities portfolio as compared to my savings account, because I just got to a point where I'm like, you know what, Elrato, just look at your life and just be honest. As much as you want to save for emergencies, which is a good thing, but what are your emergencies? What could be your emergencies? And it's very much important that you get to define that for yourself. Remember, this is called personal finance, and it's personal finance for a reason. If in my life there's no way I could have not being able to pay rent, then that is not my emergency. That could never be my emergency. If now, God forbid, I lose my job and I'm unable to work or anything, I'm gonna go to Limpopo. I won't stay here in Joburg, continue to pay rent. So rent could never really be my emergency fund, right? So I just took a decision that I will build up my savings gradually, and that is okay. And another reason why I prioritized investing is that when we look at returns, in savings, you're not going to get that much returns as you could get them in investing. So I just knew that if I am going to invest this money that I should be saving, then I'm going to get the most in returns, right? Remember, I just looked at my life and I'm like, what emergencies could I have? I have medical insurance. So if something happens right now, I have something to back me up. So I didn't need to have that much in savings. So that's why I focused in investing, as I've mentioned. So I just thought, okay, let me take a bit of money and put it into a non-dividend paying ETF, because if an ETF is not paying dividends, it's going to have way more growth as compared to an ETF that pays dividends. And that is also true for stocks. If you want to go into growth stocks, then you need to go for stocks that don't pay dividends. So if you now go look at a company that doesn't pay dividends and the one that pays dividends, you're going to see that the appreciation in share price is a bit more for the one that does not pay dividends, right? So I just thought, let me take a bit of money and put it into a non-paying dividend ETF. So I chose the Nasdaq 100, which is, I think it's up 10% right now. And if you think about it, if I had put my money into a savings account, I use FNB for my savings, I was never going to get a 10% interest. So at least now I know that if I sell the amount of money I have in my Nasdaq, I'm going to have way more as compared to what I could get from my savings, right? So I just looked at, okay, what are my emergencies and what is the return that I can get when I compare easy equities investing and saving. So that's why I stuck to investing, and which is what I've just decided to do going forward. So in the coming year, I'm just going to invest more and save less, because at least I know that I don't touch my investments, guys. I don't at all. Even if my savings are shaky, at least I know that I'm doing better in my investment, and that works for me, right? So that's what I do. So now in my savings, I will put up a screenshot of my account somewhere there, just so you guys can see. So in my savings, you see that I have titled one of the accounts emergency funds. I have 4,000 in the account, and I have the flexi fixed deposit. So I decided to fix some of my money. Reason being that liquidity comes with problems. If I can access this money at any given time, I'm going to chow it. So I just thought, Rato, fix some of the money. So I fixed some of the money, and I'm going to continue making contributions into this flexi fixed deposit, right? And I will have that emergency funds. That is the money that I can access at any given time. So I will at least have like 5K. That is my plan, to have at least 5K into that account, and the other money will just go into this flexi fixed deposit that's going to mature after a year, right? So all in all, I have 9.4 saved. Yes, I have 9.4 saved, and I'm still struggling to save the 10,000 that I was able to save when I was an intern. And reason being that when I was an intern at the time, I focused more into saving. I had more in savings than I did in my investments, right? So that's why I was able to save that much. So right now, because I had flipped the tables, I struggled to save more money. So in my savings, I have 9.4. So I'm going to move into my easy equities, but I'm not going to show you guys my entire portfolio, the stocks and everything. I will do a separate video on that, just showing how each of my stocks and ETFs have performed. So I'm just going to look at the total amount of money that I was able to invest. So in my easy equities account, I have a total of 29,270. This is my contribution for the year plus the return, right? So all in all, I have this amount of money invested, and if I'm going to add this to the 9.4, so all in all, I have 38,670 saved and invested, right? And that amount of money in my investments, that is the amount today. Tomorrow I could wake up and find that I have lost half of that money. So as of today, as I'm shooting this video, I have 29,000, right? So as of today, the total that I have saved and invested is 38,000. And if you think about it, if I had all of my expenses, the bridesmaiding and the academic expenses, I shouldn't be having this much saved and invested, because if 48,000 less the, was it 10,000 for my academics, somewhere there, and maybe 5 or 6K for the bridesmaiding, I should have a bit less than that. Not forgetting that during the year I have been impulsive, buying things here and there. So in reality, I should have at least 20,000 or even less saved and invested. So what helped me is that I had something on the side that was bringing me income. So that actually boosted me, you know, because I could help somebody with something and they will pay me this money. I could get a client and then I would get that money. So like I just had a bit of a side hustle that was giving me an extra income. And what I was doing with that income, guys, I was just investing it. The whole of it, I was investing it. Okay, maybe not whole, like sometimes like 100%, sometimes 80%. So a big chunk of it, I would invest it and I wouldn't spend it. So if you have a side hustle and you want to increase your savings and investment, you just need to make sure that you don't spend money. You don't spend that money. You just save and invest it. So that's actually what helped me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have this much that I have saved and invested. And just looking at how much I am earning, I know I've never revealed that, but I don't earn that much, but I'm able to save and invest. Reason being that my monthly expenses are not a lot because I share an apartment with my friend, so we split expenses, and then the remaining money I just did allocated it to saving and investing. That's I was able to save this much money. So if you really want to prioritize saving and investing, you want to save money, you need to look over ways in which you can save money. So for me, it's the rent, it's the food, it's the Wi-Fi. I split all of that with my friend. That's how I get to save and invest money. So yeah, guys, that's my finances, my 2023 finances in a nutshell. I just hope this video was informative and maybe could encourage someone to start their saving and investing journey. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.